stand with us because together we can end hunger in our community.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people.
Live on the Game Nashville Sports Network.
This Game's Interrupted is brought to you by Circa Sportsbook Kentucky, just a 30-minute drive from Nashville in Franklin, Kentucky. This is Nick Frazier. Pro Bowl selections around the league have been made as the Titans have 2 players in rookie return specialist Chim DK and defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons. DK is the first Titans rookie since 2010 to be named a Pro Bowl starter. DK joins Rashid Shaheed as the other return specialist. As for Titans defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons, this is his 4th Pro Bowl selection in 7 seasons with the two-tone blue. As for the rest of the league when it comes to Pro Bowl selections, the teams with the most participants with 6 are the Ravens, Broncos, 49ers, and Seahawks, and teams with no participants are the Jets, Vikings, and Saints. Tonight on the ice, the Nashville Predators are on the road taking on John Hines and the Minnesota Wild, beginning a 7-game road trip. You can hear pregame coverage beginning at 6 with puck drop to follow at 7 right here on the Game Nashville Sports Network.
For more, log on to theGameNashville.com. Your sports live here on the Game Nashville Sports Network.
Your sports live here. WBUZ HD3 Laverne. We are the Game Nashville Sports Network. ESPN 94.9. The Fan.
30 years of the best sports talk in Middle Tennessee. It's the George Plaster Show, featuring Tennessee Sports Hall of Famers Kelly Holcomb and young gun Billy Derrick. And now, here's your host, George Plaster.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome in. A little different setting today at the Ford Ice Center. We're not sure where our desk is, and it really doesn't matter. Come, I don't know, next Tuesday, we'll figure it all out. This will be our final show before Christmas. No Christmas Eve show, no Christmas Day, and the day after, we will have a best of, if there is such a thing. Anyway, as you can tell, getting a little bit better. Not 100%, but close enough. Meanwhile, Kelly Holcomb not with us today. His son is having surgery. And I don't know, I think it's a shoulder. Parker, you got to help me on that.
I think he said a labrum in his throwing shoulder and then something else. So pretty serious injury, especially for a quarterback.
Do you have a camera?
I do. Let me pull myself up here. Hello.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hello to you
what
as
happened to
well.
our desk today? I'm not sure, but we're going to make it work.
Hey, it's going to be just fine. We start each show during football season with our daily Titans update. Terry McCormick, of course, is Main Street Media and TitanInsider.com. Terry, this is it before Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, George, and Merry Christmas to you, Parker.
Thank you.
What is the news of the day?
Well, Pro Bowl selections are out, and the Titans have 2 guys in the Pro Bowl. Jeffrey Simmons making his 4th Pro Bowl appearance. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. And rookie Chimre DK becomes the first Titans rookie since Mark Mariani to get a Pro Bowl nod, and he's doing it for the same reason that Mariani did as a kick returner. So congrats to both of those guys. That's the big news coming out of Titans camp today.
Terry, when they drafted him, did they have any idea that he had these kind of special teams abilities?
I don't think so, because I asked Bones Fossil that today during his availability. And I said, when did you know that this guy was something special? He said, well, you really can't tell much in the preseason because you don't have the guys who are going to be blocking for him necessarily out there all the time with him. And he didn't get to return much in the preseason. But he said in the season opener at Denver, when he made that nice cutback run against the grain and took it 75 yards to set up a field goal, he's like, hey, that's a pretty, veteran move for a kid so young. And he said that, this guy may have something. I think that that's when he knew that this kid really had something. He knew that, he had done some returning and things like that, but I don't think he knew to what level he could play until that moment, he said.
Good Lord, Terry, that Denver game feels like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it kind of does. It was a long time ago. For
So,
sure. That is for sure.
Yeah, tell me what else, anything else as they get ready for the Saints. What kind of schedule does a pro football team have around Christmas?
Well, they pushed everything up a day. Today was really just a walkthrough as opposed to a normal Wednesday practice. They moved the Wednesday practice up to Tuesday. Tomorrow they'll do the Thursday stuff, and then Mike McCoy gave everybody off Christmas Day, and then they'll return Friday to put the finishing touches on all their game planning and whatnot, and then get ready to play a game Sunday like normal. But, yeah, it does kind of push everything up from, the Wednesday stuff is now done on Tuesday. The Thursday stuff is done on Wednesday, and then Friday will be normal.
That'll win McCoy a lot of points in the locker room.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. He wants the guys to be able to finish, spend some time with their family and friends and, be able to celebrate Christmas with their kids and all. And so, it's a good move on his part. I think, the other thing that's kind of coming out of there is that this team all of a sudden is starting to build a little confidence. I think it stems from their ability to run the football, and really they played their best game of the year on Sunday. Now, take it with a grain of salt a little bit because it was evident that the Chiefs had no interest in being there. But credit to the Titans, they got the job done. And, in a season like this, anytime you can get a win and anytime you can gain a little confidence, I think, it's all for the better.
Absolutely. Terry, give the child a relief pitcher for Christmas. God knows you're going to need it.
Yes, we need it. We also could use an extra left-handed bat somewhere.
It's called Cody Bellinger. Sign him.
Let's hope so.
Listen, Merry Christmas. Thank you for everything that you continue to do for the show, and we'll check back in with you on Monday.
All right, George. Sounds good. You guys, again, have a Merry Christmas.
Hey, thank you, Terry. You too. Terry McCormick, Main Street Media, and TitanInsider.com. And now to Parker.
For America's update.
Yeah.
So we should let the good people know that there is a bowl game going on right now, the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl between Louisville and Toledo. 7-3, Louisville has a lead, about 12 minutes, 40 seconds in the third quarter. George, fun fact, if you bring a can of Bush's beans to this game, you get free entry.
Yeah, you get a free section.
Yeah. It appears there's no one there.
Suffice it to say that this was not one of the better attended bowl games.
Yeah, when you get a 1 p.m. kickoff the day before Christmas Eve.
Pretty nice.
Whatever seat you want.
Pretty nice weather, though.
Monday Night Football recap. The Colts fell to the 49ers last night, 48-27. Phillip Rivers' second consecutive start. He looked good. He looked like vintage Rivers, throwing 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough.
So I'm going to bring something up, especially when Tony joins us. So Phillip Rivers, by way of a stupid rule, has got to wait now 5 more years to go in the Hall of Fame. To me, that is incredibly mean-spirited. What in the world? I mean, what is it going to hurt to just restart his clock where it was?
I mean, it's just a couple of – well, he's playing next week too. I think he's playing 4 games, and they're going to reset his clock 5 years. They need an emergency quarterback.
I mean, does that not seem a little mean-spirited?
It does. It definitely does, but I didn't think we'd ever be having this conversation.
As commissioner of the world, screw that.
So the Colts are somehow still in the hunt after a 5-game losing streak at 8-7. They're probably not going to make it. And then the 49ers locked up a playoff spot yesterday, and they're still in the race for the 1 seed overall in the NFC. Which
nobody really has paid any attention to. It's pretty amazing stuff what they're getting done.
Them, the Seahawks, and the Rams, all in the same division too.
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl rosters have been announced. 6 Seahawks, 6 Broncos, And I believe I can't remember, but there were 3 teams that got 6 players, and then the Titans obviously getting 2, which was a big deal. And then there were 3 teams that did not get a single player. Could you guess those teams?
The Raiders.
Yep.
The Giants.
No, they got 2.
They got 2.
Brian Burns and someone else.
Give me the other 2.
So it's the Jets and the Saints.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf has been suspended 2 games for punching a fan in Detroit. And the interesting thing about this is he's going to try to appeal it. I don't know how he would be successful in doing so.
I think he gets it cut in half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think that's going to happen?
Look,
I mean, they got it on video.
I don't think we know the full story.
Okay. That's fair.
There's something that's going on here that we don't know about. And my guess is that Metcalf at that hearing is going to tell the league what it is.
And it's interesting because if he gets suspended, there is a clause in his contract that if he were to miss any time due to a suspension, that voids $45 million in his contract that the Steelers do not have to pay him. Pretty interesting
and
stuff.
it would perhaps also void Pittsburgh's playoff shot.
Absolutely.
They got to have him.
Well, they have 2 games left, and really the next game does not matter. I'm blanking on who it's against.
But Baltimore is
Baltimore's
the final
last one.
game.
Yeah. So that's the Ravens have to win out, and the Steelers have to lose out in order for the Ravens to make it, including that last game. The AP poll came out yesterday for men's basketball. Vandy coming in at number 11. I believe you mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because in the non-conference, SMU, Central Florida, Wake Forest, Memphis, it has not been just a killer of a non-conference, but they sure look more athletic than any Vanderbilt team I have ever seen.
Oh, I thought the Wake Forest one was pretty good, though.
Yeah, they stomped them.
Yeah, and Wake Forest is decent. And then the Vandy women's team coming in at number 12. So pretty good. And they're both undefeated. So pretty good year for Vanderbilt athletics. George, you're going to get a kick out of this one. Ex-Michigan offensive coordinator Matt Weiss is facing aggravated identity theft charges. This came under the Harbaugh administration.
Yes.
And he will face more than 70 years in prison if he's convicted.
In a related note, they're all Michigan men.
All Michigan men. It seems to be a theme here.
Yeah, it does.
Biff Poggi has interviewed for the head coaching vacancy, and he says he's the guy for the job and he can fix all the problems.
Well, he might get it because from afar, without really knowing what's going on, you kind of ask yourself, are there any legitimate power for people out there that want to deal with this mess? Because you're not going to be working for the guy that hires you. Ward Manuel is not going to be there much longer. So do you take that? Do you take that gamble?
I would not want to, but maybe there's somebody out there that does. Michigan is, when there's not this dark cloud over the program, a top 5 job in the country. So maybe there's a suitor out there, but it may end up being Biff Poggi. Lenore Sellers is returning for the 2026 season, as so is Nico Iamaleava.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's another one we'll get in with Tony, because to me, again, I don't know this, but it doesn't feel like Nico on the open market was just going to be bombarded with offers.
No, but I think if he's trying to, this is the kind of where my mind went. Maybe he's trying to redeem the fact that his exit from Tennessee was so ugly. So he's trying to show scouts a little bit of loyalty. That's just kind of the benefit of the doubt, though. But it's so crazy that we're living in this world now where it's being announced that players are re-signing to come back with the team, or they're re-signing for the 2026 season. Crazy world we're into now.
And they're staying in college because they don't want to take a pay cut to go to the NFL.
Right. Man, crazy world. So Ryan Day is going to call plays for Ohio State throughout the playoffs. Brian Hartline, who's their offensive coordinator, who was promoted to that position this year, has also taken the USF job. So in order to kind of help out his offensive coordinator and multitasking, Ryan Day is going to call plays. And he has really the entire time he's been with the Buckeyes outside of last year when Chip Kelly was the OC.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a positive or not.
I don't know.
It's interesting. There was a poll of, Power 4 coaches anonymously in The Athletic, and they didn't speak very highly of Ryan Day as far as comparing him to other coaches in the playoff. That may be unfair, but that's what most of them said.
Well, and he never got a national championship while he was calling plays, and the second he turned it over, they won. I also don't think the track record of coaches who have been calling plays at the same time, they don't typically win national championships. So we'll have to see how it goes, though. And shout out the Nashville Predators. I mentioned this yesterday. They won both of their games this weekend, and they start a 7-game road trip tonight in Minnesota. And they're going all over the place.
This is the trip that ultimately it feels like is going to determine, okay, they've won 9 of their last 13, and it's gotten some people excited. Is it a false positive, or is this the start of something better? This road trip is an absolute beast. I would say if they got 7 to 8 points on this trip, they'd probably take it.
And does that mean that they're legit? That this is legit?
I don't know.
What would would they have to do on the road in order to prove to us that they're legit?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, look, what you're trying not to do is go like 1-6 and get 2 points. You want to continue on the progress you've been making.
Yeah.
This is a big one tonight in Minnesota.
Yeah, and it ends, I believe, let me get the schedule. It's either January 3rd or January 6th. So they're going to be on the road for a while. January 6th in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So long road trip for the Preds. But that concludes the update.
Okay, after the break, we will go to Knoxville. Tony Basilio will join us by phone, and hope you'll stick around. This is the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
A golf cart from Mikey's Motors is the perfect way to get around this summer. Whether you're going to the park, the pool, or the playground, do it in a brand new golf cart from Mikey's Motors, Franklin and Murfreesboro.
Summertime fun in Tennessee. That's what we sell at Mikey's Motors. Come see how we roll.
It's easy to say good things about the folks at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. Number one, I trust them with something that's near and dear to me, the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night. But more importantly, I see the fun people have. They enjoy the bowling. They enjoy the camaraderie, and you will too. Come by any of their locations and get ready to have some fun. Here's David Levy of Levy's Men's and Women's Wear in Green Hills.
Hey, George. As a 170-year-old clothier, we are loaded for the holiday season with great gift items for you or your significant other. Plus, we have front door parking, experienced associates to answer your questions, free gift wrap, and we are surprisingly affordable, even for you. This holiday season, treat yourself to a touch of luxury without any of the fuss. Levy's Green Hills, 3900 Hillsborough Pike, across from Virtus and behind Donut Den.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, we believe you shouldn't have to choose between personal service and digital solutions. As your local independent bank, we're proud to offer the relationships and trusted service you expect, along with the tools and technology that keep you moving forward. So whether you're growing a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to help. Because this isn't just where we work, it's where we live too. Wilson Bank and Trust, here to get you there. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for expert medical care in Nashville without leaving your home? Medical House Calls brings concierge-level health care directly to your door. Whether you need urgent attention, ongoing primary care, revitalizing IV therapy, or medically guided weight loss, our experienced providers are just a phone call away at 615-838-2375 or go online, medicalhousecalls.com. Go online, medicalhousecalls.com.
ESPN Radio lives here. Your sports live here on ESPN 94.9 The Fan.
We are back. I think most of you know just how much I appreciate what Tony Basilio has brought to our show. Based out of Knoxville, has been an absolute stalwart in that market for over 30 years. But not only on air, but what he does for people off air is so good. And so I want to start this by having Tony tell all of you what it is he's up to later today. Tony, how you doing?
Doing great, man. I'm getting set up here. I'm out here at our buddy Mark Griffin. His mother is at an assisted living place in West Knoxville, and we're going to have a little Christmas party for them tonight. And we've worked up some Christmas songs, and we're going to have some fun here in about a half hour.
That is so cool that you would do that. Man, when I read that, I was like, that's Tony B from Tennessee.
I'm fired up, George. I got my Santa hat on. I got my head clean shaven. I'm ready to roll, man.
Oh, I love it.
Tony, I bet you're rocking that Santa hat.
I look like a bald Muppet, demented Muppet, I think.
Demented. Wow. I'm guessing you watched a little bit of Phillip Rivers last night.
The ageless wonder.
Yeah, and I want to get your opinion on something. And I know what the answer is going to be back from people. But to me, this whole you have to start the clock back 5 years because he had the audacity to play a couple of games, to me, that's mean-spirited. Once this is over, put his clock back where it was before he made this decision. What do you think?
Oh, I totally agree with that. I mean, look, you're going to fault the guy because the league doesn't have enough players to go around. The NFL's got a real issue, man, because each year, invariably at the end of the year, George, they end up in this spot with these guys that literally cannot play.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about Christmas Day, look at some of the quarterbacks that are going to be out there in NFL fields wearing NFL uniforms. It's pretty substandard. I mean, look what happened with the Kansas City over the weekend.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing? Why isn't college ball producing enough guys that can play pro football anymore?
Is it that the offenses they run are so different?
I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you this. I'm a spring league guy, always have been. I think there's a place for a spring league to grow and develop professional football players. I think the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar property with everything they touch turning to gold, ought to fund their own spring league and let these quarterbacks grow in these spring games. Because
You're
where
right.
else are they going to grow? Where else are they going to grow? How else are you going to grow them?
You're right about one thing. In the final quarter of the regular season, some of the people that are playing quarterback, Josh Johnson, who has to be 50, Max, what's the guy's name in Minnesota?
Brosmer?
Yeah, he'll start on Thursday. God only knows what KC does. That kid that played here, nobody had ever heard of. Tony, you're right. There's a big problem in that area.
And what it does, George, is it's unwatchable, and it happens every single year. It's not like this is a one-shot deal. This is the NFL in November and December, and when your team gets eliminated, it just becomes a bad sport. I don't know any other way to say it. It just becomes kind of a bad sport. You know, George, you and I like hockey. Those hockey teams don't dare do what these NBA and NFL teams do, where they take dives at the end of the year. Hockey guys wouldn't think of shutting themselves down. They wouldn't have it.
And then 5 years later, come back.
Yes, that's exactly right. And then 5 years come back. That's right.
So I want to get your feelings on Nico. Was this simply that they met a price out at UCLA, or he felt like the options weren't all that good?
I would have to think that this is all a business decision. Now, look, the head coach at James Madison, who got that job, has an offense that's going to be, I think, Nico's going to be able to fit and play in that offense. So that probably helped the decision. He found his voice, so to speak, this past season as more of a running quarterback than a throwing quarterback, just kind of a guy going out there and making plays, which is not what he was supposed to be coming out of high school. He was supposed to be more of a downfield thrower of the ball. I just don't know if he's ever going to get to that. So it would make sense and he's from there. He's from LA. So look, stay there. You're at a cash poor place. I mean, what would he make on the open market? I don't know. What's the market look like for him right now? I don't know. I do know this. Tennessee's trying to get involved with the kid from Cincinnati. I was told today, George, by an agent, that Texas Tech's going to pay him about a little over $4 million a year for one season. So if you want to jump into that water, jump into it, but know it's pretty warm. Tennessee's probably going to get involved at some point with the quarterback at Arizona State. It's probably more in the $3 million price range, along with a couple other guys.
And a really tough kid.
And a tough guy. Yeah, a really tough guy. Yeah. Another guy that there's a couple other guys that they might get involved with as well. Rocco Becht is another name to kind of watch out for with Tennessee. And
Another really tough kid.
Yeah, that $3.5 million price range. I think they liked the kid from Old Dominion. I think he's going to go to Virginia Tech, though. But this movement of quarterbacks is going to get really interesting because we're going to see it happen in the next few weeks, obviously. And then once the portal opens up, it's going to be a mad dash. Yeah, that's going to feel like, George, is when the NBA has their free agency tampering period in the summer. And you hear of all those names signing. That's what this is going to be. It's going to be fast and furious, and it's going to be wild there for about 10 days.
Are you surprised that Tennessee has not had more contact with the kid Mestamaker from North Texas, who just killed it this year?
No, because his head coach is going to go with his head coach to Oklahoma State. That's the belief.
Yeah.
And so obviously I think that kid is going to go play with his coach, and I think they're going to pay him a decent amount at Oklahoma State. Look, they've been kind of passed by sort of in the league they're in. They had a terrible season this past year, obviously, firing a legacy quarterback / head coach there. You know, they didn't want to do that, but it got so ugly there 6 weeks into the season that they were forced to do something. Nobody ever wants to go that route, George. So, no, I'm not surprised on that. The interesting thing about the kid from Cincinnati is that his parents live here in town, just moved here from Texas, which lent a lot of people to think, oh man, maybe there's some kind of attachment here. But my understanding is that Texas Tech has prioritized that kid, and they're going to break the bank for him north of $4 million, maybe $4.5 million before it's all said and done. That's the expectation in the agent ranks.
Before I get to something fairly important, you may be wondering where Kelly is. His son is having shoulder surgery today. But more importantly, Parker is dying to read you what somebody just sent.
Tony, let me do the honors here. This is from Seth 49827. Merry Christmas, Parker. My Christmas wishes are simple: that George gets better, that Kelly finds a little more happiness, and that Parker finally gets his name mentioned in the intro to the show.
Parker, now the last guy, okay, before the last guy didn't get his name in the intro for about 9 months in. So,
so I still got what, 6 months to go?
I would not hold my breath unless you learn how to really edit and do some video and do some voice work.
Man.
So, see, Tony's giving you some hints on how to send him a resume.
Yes, he is. All right. Did you, by chance, get to hear my update today?
Oh, good Lord.
I did not. I was in here dialing in my sound so I can sound good. I told Georgie what I was doing here.
Yeah, well, trust me, in the update, you didn't miss anything.
Thank you.
So let me ask one last thing before I let Parker do his audition tape. A week ago, it was right before Tennessee was playing Louisville, and it was a game Tennessee really needed to win. And, man, they put the clamps on a really good Louisville team that if anybody was sitting there saying, well, they're not what they have been, might ought to think again.
Yeah, look, I mean, that was a game. That was a spot play, George, for the gambler, right? That's a game Tennessee had to have. They're at home. They're not going to lose at home. I'll tell you how much of a spot play it was. It opened at Louisville, 1.5 point favorite to begin, and then it went off Tennessee at 3. So it swung 4.5 points. And here's why. Somebody got word that Louisville's starting point guard was not going to be in action in that game. And that was what they call a game changer, George, because at the end of the day, that Louisville team without him and the way Tennessee defended them, they had no chance. That game was over after 10 minutes, essentially. And Louisville looked like they just wanted to get on the bus. And, you know, when you're a home team in those spots, it is incumbent upon you to put an opponent in a spot like that where they just want to get on the bus. And that's what happened in that game.
Yeah. Well, it's a big win for them. There's no doubt about that. Now, give Parker's going to get a little more time than normal because Kelly is out today. Give Parker some hints on how he could make, you know, some points with you that ultimately could get him somewhere.
Parker, what I look for with young interviewers is it's one thing to ask the first question, but really listen to the person that you're talking to and ask a pointed follow-up question to show that you listened. So with that in mind, let's proceed.
Tony, that's a great point. So
that's the most important thing you've learned since you've been involved with me.
Hey, Tuesdays are the most educational days for me because we have Tony and then we have Coach Cutcliffe at 4.
Sucking up won't do it. He's saying deliver the goods.
Okay, Tony. So did you watch the absolute beatdown in Eugene, Oregon this weekend and in Oxford, Mississippi?
I think that's an embarrassment to major college football. You know, guys, I asked one of my buddies that's really into playing the ponies, okay? How do the 1AA teams compare to that Tulane team we saw? He told me that Montana team, Montana State team rather, would be a 7-point favorite against Tulane. In fact, there are a couple other teams in 1AA football that would be favorite to close to a touchdown favorite over a team that played in a playoff game in Division I football. And by the way, I think there ought to be an investigation into the Oregon game in terms of how that could go from 34-3 to the final score. You guys cannot tell me that they didn't hold that score down purposefully. There's no way that it was 34-3, and then it ends up the spread that it ended up as.
And James Madison with a backdoor cover.
I was getting ready to say the old backdoor cover.
That's right. And I don't get it, George, because that's 34-3, man. That game should have been, I don't know, 75-10, 68-10.
My guess is that the starters went in the locker room and watched the Green Bay Bears game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They had the twos out there, so that would make sense. So, Tony, here's my follow-up. Here's my follow-up question. So, you mentioned the FCS playoffs, and to me, I'm just a football sicko, so I will watch it. And I enjoyed it. I watched the Battle of the Brawl between Montana and Montana State on Saturday, so I'll watch it. And you know that Kelly, George, and I have been talking about this Group of 5 playoff for a while, and I'm sure that there is an audience out there for it, depending on when you schedule it and what network. So let's say that this Group of 5 playoff, or I'll phrase it this way. After this weekend, do you think that we're getting closer to the idea of actually having a Group of 5 playoff?
Guys, I don't know why TNT, if you're going to pay all that money from ESPN to sublease those two games that nobody's looking at, because those games are awful. That is not competitive. I mean, where I come from, we call that women's basketball, guys. That was brutal. And I say that with all due respect. Look, those women's teams, when they get up on each other, George, they pound each other into the ground. You know what I mean? So
98-37.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be zero mercy. The Oregon game, they held the score down so it would look better. I'm convinced of that. The other game, Tulane had zero business being there. They had zero business being in that game. The format is silly. The concept that neither Notre Dame nor Vanderbilt made the playoff and Tulane did is kind of embarrassing. The whole thing is kind of sad. But at the end of the day, I'm ashamed to be a college football fan after that the other day. You know, look, I've got a bunch of family in the Philly area. They don't understand why I love college football so much because they're way into the NFL. And you know what, guys, after that weekend, it's hard for me to defend my position. But I really do believe at the end of it all that a Group of 5 playoff would draw eyeballs. It would draw interest. We would watch it. We would enjoy it. And what happened to those teams over the weekend is not fair to those kids. They don't have the resources. There's some really very excellent football players out there, but they don't have the resources to compete with these teams from these mega leagues. It's just not fair to them.
So let me ask both of you this, because it's very simple to put together. Hell, I put one together 2 weeks ago. It took about 8 minutes to slot 12 teams in a similar format to what the big boys have. But
yes,
isn't that going to have to involve a Group of 5 group of athletic directors who get in a room and say, we're tired of being treated like roadkill. We got to do something.
Yes. My thought is, why don't we go, and you have a great point, right? Why don't they initiate something and go to TNT and say, hey, if you want to do that, what would you pay us for our own 12-team playoff at the end of the year? You guys own it. Why not go to a network and initiate and get ESPN's blessing? I mean, or go to ESPN and give them the right of first refusal on it.
Yeah.
Because there are a bunch of TV networks out there that are trying to get noticed.
Right.
It only takes one, Tony, to go to your point. It only takes one to strike a deal.
Tony, to tie into what George was saying, I've talked to people over at CBS Sports Network. They don't have any postseason football. I'm sure that they would kill for a Group of 5 playoff.
And the truth is, guys, if you think about the payout that these guys are getting off the networks for the big boy deal, they're just getting a split. There's no way. Look, their fan bases, they're going to get left behind anyway. They know they are. So why don't they just initiate something? None of it makes sense to me. Just like this bowl season, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen what the advanced forecast is. A listener of mine sent it to me today. They're calling for temperatures in the mid-30s at kickoff when the Vols in Illinois play. Now, I don't know what you guys are expecting crowd-wise, but that does not sound like a fun afternoon in the Music City, my good friends.
Yeah, and what's weird is it follows about 7 days in a row of highs in the upper 60s. And all of a sudden, next Monday, a high of 39. Yep. The day that Tennessee plays, a high of 34.
Ooh,
that'll be risk. Fun. That will, yeah. And if you can get a good freshening zephyr out of the Northeast, the misery index is high.
Hey, listen, I was telling somebody today that when you sit in that Titan Stadium, the wind is always whipping in that thing on a cold day. You know that as well as anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Those old playoff games, that thing, boy, it can get cold in that place in a hurry now.
Okay, give him one more question because he's got a performance to do.
Well, Tony, I just want to let you know that I relate heavily to what you're talking about because my wife's family is from Chicago. We went up there for Thanksgiving, and of course, they're all rabid Bears, Cubs fans, and they probably don't even know what college football is. So when they look at me and they have the Bears Eagles games on, and I have Georgia Tech on my laptop, more focused into that, they don't understand. So I'm at the point too where it's kind of hard. Like college football is in a weird spot because ratings wise, at least with the big boys, it's never been higher. But at the same time, we have tampering going on while the season is still going on. We have NIL, transfer portal, and we can't explain half of the things that are going on behind the scenes. So it's just hilarious.
We don't want to know how the sausage is made.
No.
It's a really embarrassing thing, though, what happened over the weekend for them. I hope they can figure out a way to fix it. Obviously, it's, they got to do the politically correct thing and make everybody feel like they're a part of it. But they're just not. They're not playing the same sport. It's not the same thing. It's apples to oranges. It's silly. And speaking of those Chicago people, the more I drill down on the Illinois Tennessee game coming up, those Illini fans and that Illini football program, they see the Vols as a huge opportunity. Now, I don't know if they have enough football team to do it. I don't know if they have enough team speed to do it. I think Tennessee's going to race by them and score a bunch of points. But without Brazel, who knows? Both starting quarterbacks are playing. That game will be going on the next time that we talk on Tuesday. Look, I think that's going to be kind of an interesting football game. And, gosh, some of these early season bowl games, guys, are real stinkers. They are real stinkers now.
The one that we're watching right now, it looks like my fan club is in one of the end zones.
There you go. Well, I mean,
it's really bad.
Do you blame people? Like Clemson had 27 opt-outs. Why are you bringing your football team?
Oh my gosh,
terrible starters are sitting out. 27 opt-outs.
Yeah, and that's ultimately going to kill the bowls.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's sad. Okay, do this. First of all, what you're doing tonight is really cool. And man, I applaud you for that. When Christmas is over, if there is somebody in Middle Tennessee who has not heard your work, how can they do it?
You can check us out over at tclub.team. My name is Tony Basilio. That's B as in boy, Asilio. Love to have you. Love to talk to you. And George, I'll tell you this. We've had a bunch of smack talkers from Vandy Nation that have shown up on our YouTube channel. We have a guy named Vandy Daddy. The Tennessee fans have taken to refer to him as VD.
That's George's burner, by the way, Tony.
No, it isn't.
We know him?
We know who he is.
Well,
yes,
they call him VD in the chat. So you guys have fun. Hey, George, Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Same here.
Guys. Kelly, my best to your son on his surgery. And let's everybody get well here over the holiday.
Tony, You have a great one. And tell Mark I said hello.
Hey, be blessed. I will. I'll hug him for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, after the break, we are going to take what a listener has asked for and grant his wish.
Oh, boy.
Merry Christmas.
There we go.
On the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Smashville hockey. Around here, it can sound like a language of its own. But hey, if you can pronounce Demumbrian, then names like Yossi, Shea, and Marchessault will roll right off the tongue. Nashville Predators, only in Smashville.
Sports and Social at Green Hills Mall is the new home for our Football Night in Nashville promotion. Their food is terrific. Their TV setup looks like a racing sports book in Vegas. And if you're a sports fan, you can't beat it. Starting September the 4th, we'll broadcast from Sports and Social every Thursday night. There's Pop-A-Shot, great football, and the chance to win a beautiful Mikey's Motors golf cart. See you at Sports and Social in Green Hills Mall. Here's David Levy of Levy's Men's and Women's Wear in Green Hills.
George, Levy's holiday collection is packed with bold looks, cozy favorites, and gifts that will make you and your loved ones smile. Come visit us at Levy's and let us help you celebrate the holidays in a relaxed, friendly atmosphere with plenty of front door parking, free gift wrap, and we are surprisingly affordable. Levy's, 3900 Hillsborough Pike, across from Virtus and behind Donut Den.
Here's Officer Garen Hoskins for the Metro Nashville Police Department.
The Metro Nashville Police Department is on the forefront of policing in this century, and I'm glad I'm a part of it. I'm glad I get to find other good officers, other future good officers. And if you're watching today, or you yourself or someone you happen to know is interested, join MNPD.com. Feel free to reach out to us because we need good officers, and it's a great city to work for.
To have them, that's just going to be the start of many.
If you want to be part of the Plaster Show advertising family, it's simple. Just email me, plastergeorge@gmail.com. Again, plastergeorge@gmail.com. We will fit your budget and your needs.
It's the George Plaster Show.
Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
About 10 minutes left in the empty seats bowl game in Boca Raton. Louisville leading Toledo 21-3. There's a lower deck available and there's an upper deck.
Pick your seat.
It is, and Toledo just scored. And
how about it?
My guess is they're going to go for two. So at the moment, it's 21-9. Either an extra point or a 2-point conversion coming.
Pending. Yep. Here we go.
Okay, so Seth is listening to the show at work.
He is, and he has requested. Well, he's requested two things, but he's requested that we talk baseball.
Okay, and
so since you're in the giving mood, we're going to talk baseball.
Seth, tell us what team you're a fan of, and I'll give you a little something there. First of all, as we are 92 days away from opening day in the Bigs, that's a good thing.
This is a good thing.
But I think one of the things, White Sox. Oh
no!
Oh my goodness!
He's making it tough on you, George.
Wow.
Oh man.
So there is an industry concern. It's not a concern. They are really worried that once 26 is over, there's going to be a strike and it's going to be ugly. We all know what it's about. Salary cap. The owners want it. The players are prepared to tell the owners to shove it. And I'm really worried that this one is going to be ugly and that it's going to be a long one.
So I don't need any comments from the peanut gallery, Parker.
So, first of all, for your White Sox, it has to keep getting better. They've infused some young talent over the last year and a half. They had the free agent signing a couple of days ago, and none of us really know what to make of it because it's one of the Japanese guys who you say, okay, is he going to be able to make it in MLB? Some do, some don't. One just happened to be maybe the greatest player of all time. My Braves, I've never been more fired up.
Oh, I know.
Their off season has been dead letter perfect. It really has been. Under the thing of when is Nashville getting a team? First of all, excuse me, the threat of a strike cannot help any of this.
Only delays the process.
Well, it would feel like it might. By the way, start talking there for a minute.
Yeah. So while George takes a sip of water here, we're all still recovering from our illnesses. So you're saying, George, that strike will delay the process a little bit if Nashville were to get a team?
Well, I don't see how it could do anything but that.
Yeah.
Nobody said that, but it just puts everything in sort of timeout.
Yeah.
With baseball able to say, look, we got bigger problems.
Right.
We're not worried about this right now, which may be good for Nashville because right now, Nashville does not have an owner. The MLB Nashville group, I've said it a million times, pay no attention to them. They don't have any money. They don't have an owner. Now, what they do have are a couple of people on that committee that have a lick of sense. Lee Barfield is one of those. Alberto Gonzalez is one of those. How they become a player in this, I really don't know. So the question becomes, if it's not Governor Haslam and a group he might put together, who is it?
So if you listen to the Saban, well, you were at the Saban presser yesterday, but he talked about getting involved with Nashville professional teams. Do you think he could be in play for this if Nashville were?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to kind of wrap my arms around, okay, other than just saying it's Nick Saban, what does that do for the Predators?
I don't really know because he admitted he doesn't know much about hockey. So
right.
I don't know if he's in an advisory, keys to success type thing, motivational speeches. I don't know, but
on call when needed.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Right. Because, he's not going to coach the team. Governor Haslam talked about that yesterday. So maybe just motivational type speeches. Here's how you achieve success, the championship standard. Things like that, which can only help.
Nobody wants big league baseball here more than I do.
Yeah.
But some things are probably going to have to change. First of all, if we start to get close, the mayor is going to have to start to become a positive. He can't just sit there and say, we can't do anything, because that's bull. What the city can do is provide certain levels of infrastructure in and around a stadium. One thing the MLB Nashville group has pursued, and I was the one to report on it earlier in the summer, is the property at the old prison near John Toon Airport.
That.
Well, those discussions continue. I haven't done a lot of reporting on it. There's not much to report right now, but it's probably the single most positive thing that the local group has done. They don't have an owner. They don't have any money. They talk a good game, and that's about it.
So it sounds like there's several major stumbling blocks and not just one thing that's keeping this from happening sooner rather than later.
Well, on the other hand, MLB wants Nashville. There is no doubt, according to friends of mine who are in and around that sport, MLB wants this city.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt that MLB will provide an owner if needed. It's happened before. The NHL provided Craig Leopold as the first owner of the Preds. Wouldn't be the first time. And it doesn't guarantee it wouldn't work. Our city's used to absentee ownership. For God's sakes, we've got a Titans owner.
Jeez, who lives in Texas.
Yeah, and you never see her. So it's not like we can't be used to that.
Yeah, and Jeff Passan has come on ESPN several times and said, Nashville and Salt Lake City in Utah are the two cities that are going to get an MLB team. It's just a matter of when and how far down the road. So
Salt Lake City's front man is Dale Murphy. And I'm sorry that Dale Murphy did not get in the hall on this vote because, man, a really good career, close. I hope he gets over the top at some point. But he's leading Salt Lake City. He must be doing something good there because they're getting a lot of attention.
They are. Them and Nashville are both. I guess they're wanting to get a team on the eastern side, western side. So, yeah.
Okay, so our number one is done. Looks like Toledo went for 2 and was successful.
21-11.
Yeah.
10-point ball game.
Yeah, with Louisville leading, that didn't sound good, and 9 minutes to play in that game. So when we start the 4 o'clock, David Cutcliffe will join us. Who knows where we take it, but it will be fun. Stick around on the George Plaster Show. If you are paying too much for your health insurance, you know what? You need to contact the folks at Pancoast Benefits. Pancoast works with businesses and individuals to tackle the high cost of health insurance. Whether you're a business owner, large or small, self-employed, between jobs, or over the age of 65 and in need of a Medicare plan, Pancoast can help. They make understanding your benefits less difficult and more personal. So check them out today, pancoastbenefits.com, or call them at 615-292-3400. To tackle the high cost of health insurance. Whether you're a business owner, large or small, self-employed, between jobs, or over the age of 65 and in need of a Medicare plan, Pancoast can help. They make understanding your benefits less difficult and more personal. So check them out today, pancoastbenefits.com, or call them at 615-292-3400.
Now, here's your latest Fox 17 Code Red weather report.
I'm Fox 17 meteorologist Brett Luna. Some scattered light showers are possible today and tomorrow, but there won't be any hazardous weather with any of this. Otherwise, we're just going to keep on warming up. Highs will be in the mid-60s today, and then we're in the lower 70s for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Your sports live here on the Game Nashville Sports Network.
No one in Middle Tennessee should face hunger alone. With rising costs and recent disruptions to federal programs, right now, too many families, many for the first time, are struggling to put food on the table. Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee is here to help and needs your support. Whether you're seeking assistance or want to give back through donations or volunteering, visit secondharvestmidtn.org. Every dollar, every can, and every helping hand makes a difference. Stand with us, because together we can end hunger in our community.
The perfect gift, lavish and luxurious, yet affordable, breathtaking and joy-inspiring, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. A spa day she customizes exactly the way she wants. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury, something special that shows how much you care. A gift card from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at amomentspeace.com.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 429, has a path to a dignified career. Are you a skilled electrician or lineman? Tired of dead-end, low-paying jobs? Local 429 is accepting applications for highly skilled electricians and linemen and is providing the best training in Middle Tennessee. They are the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 429. Call them at 615-889-4429 or go online to ibew429.org. Happy holidays from everyone at the IBEW.
Kick off your week the Massaro way, where every snack comes with a side of queso, every matchup is met with a bold margarita, and every fan becomes familia. With big screens, bold flavor, and unbeatable vibes, this is how Massaro does football. From every drive to every down, Massaro is where football hits different. This isn't just game night, it's Massaro Football Mondays on 12th South. Mondays were made for Massaro.
Do you ever feel like gambling is causing financial strain or hurting your relationships? The Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling habits for over 2 decades. With physical clinics and remote online appointments, we're here to help you make informed decisions about your gambling. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com so we can work together to help you win back your life. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services. Brought to you by the Tennessee Gambling Clinic, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Your sports live here. WBUZ HD3 Laverne. All around the world on the Game Nashville app. We are the Game Nashville Sports Network. ESPN 94.9. The Fan.
It's the George Plaster Show.
Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
Time for our stat of the day, brought to you by Apple Collision Centers. For a while, it looked like Cam Ward was going to lead the league for the most sacked quarterback, but someone has surpassed him. Who is it?
Geno, baby.
That was easy. That was too easy. He
How about that?
also led the league in interceptions, but was overtaken by Tua.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we've done the little water trick. Coach Cutcliffe is about to join us, and he's going to learn that we are, what would you say, 60%?
Yeah, I'd say the ratio, the percentage is much better now after this week. Yeah,
no, I'm
60%.
talking about 60% health-wise.
Oh, yes, much better than yesterday.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say hello to Coach David Cutcliffe, for whom we are very grateful. He has spent a football season trying to teach us a few things, and the scary thing is, I think some of it's worked. David, how you doing?
Well, are you sick, George?
Well, I got laryngitis off a cold, and so it's been a little bit of a struggle.
I bet. Well, you know what? When you're George Ebenezer Scrooge Plaster getting us to work on the 23rd of December, it just happens. You know that, right?
You know that's a good point. But in radio, the show must go on at least until 5 o'clock today.
Oh, don't do it on Christmas Eve.
No.
Okay. I'll give you a little freedom on that one then. The 23rd's kind of become crazy too, you know, in reality.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Nashville is emptied out. Everyone's going home
early.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's I was out a little while ago in Birmingham.
We lose coach?
Did we just lose him?
Yeah, sounds like it.
It all had to do with Birmingham, didn't it?
Yeah. So George Ebenezer Scrooge Plaster, is that your full name?
Well, that's what he came with. We'll get him back in here in just a second. I don't really know quite what went on, but we'll figure it out because
our producer said that he was out doing work. I don't think he was expecting to be called today.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Okay.
We
got him back.
George.
We would never do that.
So you're blaming Parker?
Really not blaming anybody. I don't know what happened exactly.
I think Santa was out for a run, test drive in the sled, and he went right through the signal.
I love it.
believe that.
So
believe
we'll
that.
make it fairly quick because it sounds like you've been out and about doing stuff.
Well, I did, but right now I am sitting on my little property, and I have just used a pole saw and cut down some limbs that were ready to fall. I went and fed my deer, and then I have I've got a little small barn and a small boathouse that are tin roofs, and I got all the pine straw off of that and then used the pine straw to mulch a little bit. How about that for a day or an
So
afternoon?
you've really accomplished things.
I love it. Listen, I grew up being outside, and that's why we bought this place where David could go outside and play. And I
love
do.
it.
I do.
Yeah,
And I got 10 grandsons coming in for Christmas, 9, and one little granddaughter. And I'm sitting right now in what will be a ball field. And it's kind of like my pasture was back home when I was little. It can be anything I want it to be. So we'll turn this into all kind of stadiums the day after Christmas. I'm looking
I
forward.
love it. Will your wife love it as much as you will?
She'll love it more because I'll have them outside the whole time.
Let's talk a little bit about what.
Go ahead,
David. Let's talk a little bit about what we saw this past weekend, because now we know Miami's going to play Ohio State and Alabama's going to play Indiana. Which of the two favorites will end up being pushed the most in those two games?
I think both of them are going to be. I'll tell you this, early in the year, when I watched Miami's defense against Notre Dame, I thought that may be the best defense in the country. And then when I watched that receiver / Wildcat quarterback, running back, he's quite a weapon. I think likely Ohio State will beat them. But Miami can beat anybody when you play defense. I mean, they totally disrupted Texas A&M's offense. So, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. Indiana, Alabama, I don't know as much about Indiana. It's been a little Jekyll and Hyde, I think, with them. But, they managed to beat Ohio State, who I know is really good. 3 of my former coaches are on the Ohio State staff, and they know they're good. And so, Alabama's going to have to play well. And I'm sure Ty Simpson knows, he's got to play well, but he's got to have help. And they're going to have to score some points to beat them.
Is Georgia at Indiana and Ohio State's level?
I think so right now. I don't think they were early. I think they did a heck of a job of getting better this season. They did a heck of a job at practice. I saw them practice in August. I saw them practice mid to late end season, and they were a different team. And they have all 3 phases. When you think about Georgia, they got a quarterback that's productive and some people that can run the ball and some receivers that can make plays, but they've got kicking game. They're really good in the kicking game, and they're really gotten better on defense. So I would call them really good on defense. I mean, Gunnar Stockton's a winner. I mean, there's no question. So it's an interesting matchup with them and Ole Miss, and right now I wouldn't count Ole Miss out of anything. Those kids are hungry, and they just seem to make the timely plays, and they weren't tested in that first game. But it's going to be an interesting playoff. Wasn't so interesting in the first round, but the rest of this way is going to be competitive.
Oh yeah, we're about to get to the big leagues in this thing. What's when a coach sits there like you and watches Alabama rally from 17-0 down on the road, against a really good football team. What does that tell you?
Well, I think it's the resiliency. I think Kalen DeBoer never gets too high, never gets too low. I think that's an advantage. I think his team has displayed that. They didn't panic. They just kept playing. And it never hurts to get a little help. But, you tell your guys, you never know what play in the game is going to win a game. You never know what play in the game you get an opportunity to get a break. Take advantage of it. Just keep looking forward. And I think that's the way they do things, from everything from watching them practice to listening to him talk to his team on occasion. They display that type of personality. I don't think they will panic, and they're not going to go away. Nothing's going to be easy for Indiana.
So I'm curious where you go with this. So Oklahoma clearly has won the first half. They've been the better team, but through a couple of really weird deals, they go in at halftime 17-17. There's got to be some level of panic in Oklahoma's locker room that they don't have anything to show for it. When you're a coach in that setting, what do you try to do to get it all back?
I'm not a huge fan of what I call tunnel enthusiasm and rah-rah. I would be calling on them. You know who you are. You saw what just happened, and without our help, that doesn't happen. We've got to play clean. We've got 30 minutes to play as clean as we've played all year. We should be right now at the height of our game this time of the season. Championships are won at the end of the season. Games are won in the fourth quarter. Let's go set the tone first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and then let's win the fourth quarter, and we'll be celebrating after this game. I wouldn't beleaguer too much on much else that happened in the first half.
This is me being nosy. Are you coming to Tennessee's Music City Bowl?
I am. I am bringing 10 grandchildren, all of our children, their spouses. And I'm excited. I called Scott, and we bought 17 box tickets, and I told him I'm buying them. I don't expect favors. I want to support the bowl games, particularly that one. So, yes, I'll be around there. Will you be around?
Yes, I will, and I will make a quick visit to your suite.
Well, you don't have to be a quick visit. I'd love to see you. I don't know. I may go down. I don't know if you'll be on the field before the game, or I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But, I will have had these kids here on this property, and I already mentioned Karen can get a little work done at the ball game. Okay, let's just face it. I need to even see old Bielema and see if I can make him mad before a ball game. I used to love to make him mad. It's pretty easy. And, just see friends before the game is one of my favorite things to do.
Oh, yeah. So let me make sure I got this right. So for the next basically 6 days, you have 10 grandkids on campus.
That's it.
God
these
bless
are all
you.
official visits, too. They get whatever they want.
Oh, I love it.
An expense-free official visit weekend. We call it Camp Cut. And we're going to fish because the weather's going to be nice. And we are going to play ball. And the ones that are interested, we'll go feed the deer. I use the Cowboys. I think I've told y'all that before, snap count, to call the deer down out of the woods. I say, here we go. And, man, they know what that means. They're coming to get some corn. So, I enjoy my afternoons, believe me, out here.
Oh, I can tell. That is awesome. Parker, say hello to Granddad. By the way, Kelly Holcomb, not with us today. His son is undergoing shoulder surgery. And but I know he would pass his best wishes on to you.
Is that a labrum tear? Do you know?
It is a labrum tear.
God bless him. Well, he better rehab properly. Don't hurry that one.
Yeah.
Coach, I guess my first question for you is, are you accepting visitors to Camp Cut?
Yeah, you and George, come on down. Parker, we'll catch some fish. I got some decent-sized bass in there. And I tell the grandsons, I got a lot of brim, bluegill, whatever you want to call them. But their quest is to catch an Asian one, which doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But they're still looking to catch an Asian brim. And I tell them all the time, you'll know when you get one. He will try to pull you in the water. He didn't come across the globe just to play around. They just look at me. I can make up stories, guys. It's terrible.
I love it.
Mad at me. But it's fun.
I wanted to feed the deer, but fishing is an added bonus. How about that?
Well, first of all, forget Camp Cut. What he and I are going to do next year, because I have yet to do this, I have not been to the CM Newton Classic. And David, shame on me.
We need to do that, no doubt.
They've had some really good matchups.
Finest coaches, finest men that either one of us have ever known. I just, some kind of man.
So, Coach, I wanted to go back to the Alabama question that George was asking, because it makes me think of what happened to Ohio State last year where they lost to Michigan. There was a lot of outside noise about firing Ryan Day. Will this team be able to go on a run? And they end up buzzsawing everybody when they meet in the playoffs. So with Alabama, they had an embarrassing performance in the SEC championship. I know a lot of people picked Oklahoma in round one, and Alabama obviously won the football game. Now they have Indiana. Do you think that will be enough for them to bottle all that up and go on a run?
I think that boost of winning over a team that had defeated you, the confidence that comes that we've gotten better. You found a way it went, gives them, and of course I'm obviously prejudiced, to the SEC over any Big Ten team. But man, I'm praying it happens. I mean, they don't have every piece of the puzzle. Let's face it, but they've got enough of the pieces of the puzzle if you play well. And like I just said, you play every play like that's the play that's going to win or lose the game. And I thought they got to that once they went 17-0 down. It's I love watching. I don't like desperation. I love inspiration. And when a team gets inspired, it's really fun to watch. And let's hope they hold that magic. I thought about maybe going down there and watching them practice, but I'm just too busy otherwise to bother them. But I don't bother them when I go down there. I just get back and watch, and enjoy the energy. But I don't know. We'll see.
And I was watching Ole Miss versus Tulane, and I believe their first 3 drives, Ole Miss scored in 5 plays or less. So you could tell that they had a little extra oomph on offense. Now, I wanted to ask, because obviously a lot of the key assistant coach pieces are there. The major piece that's missing is Lane Kiffin. With Charlie Weiss calling plays on offense, do you think that'll be enough to keep everything intact for Ole Miss to be the same team that they were in the regular season?
Yeah, I do. I know Charlie well, know his dad well. I talk with him a lot when I go down there. He's done a heck of a job this year. It was pointed out during the game because everybody assumes Lane's calling it. Charlie's called it all year long. I've actually gone up in the coaching box with their permission in the press box just to listen to the operation and how well oiled they are. People don't realize that's a staff thing. That's a preparation thing. I've sat in his quarterback meetings, and it's very obvious that he's done a heck of a job of teaching a new quarterback everything he needed to know to be not just successful but outstanding. So I think they've got the things, and they're playing, better up front on defense. I don't know that they're as good as they were up front a year ago, because they were unbelievable a year ago on defense up front. But they're going to play at a high level, and Pete seems to be handling all the duties, and I kudos to him for doing what he normally does, get the defense ready to play, right?
Right, and Ole Miss dominated the game like a lot of us expected them to do so against Tulane. Oregon, it was 34-3 against James Madison at the half, but then James Madison went on a little bit of run in the second. It was against a majority of Oregon's backups, and I hear a lot of people saying that the group of five doesn't deserve to be there. The group of five teams that made it in the playoffs are trash. And I'm looking at it like, no, James Madison's a very good football team. They're just a minor league team competing in the major leagues. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, they're not. People are crazy to think any of those teams at that level are bad football. Tulane is an outstanding team. James Madison is an outstanding team. Old Dominion was obviously an outstanding team. And I'm going to leave some out and make somebody mad, but my friend Jared Parker down there, I've gone and watched them practice at Troy. They're good football players, and it's good football. That bowl game between them and Jacksonville State, people are wrong about that. Now, do we need to subdivide some way in a playoff circumstance to say that what Ohio State, per se, does to win a national championship is a far cry from what James Madison or Tulane can put together to try to win one, right? I mean, enough said. It's a different level. So I think there's answers to find if people are willing to find them, and television will support it, and the money doesn't get crippled. That's the sad part. All of this is about money, guys. I mean, it is. We are trying to find a national champion. Don't get me wrong. And I think the CFP people, General Clark, they do a great job given the system to do the very best they can, and they do. But finding a way to celebrate people's seasons, that's what bowl games used to do. And there was a small opportunity to win a national championship, but bowl games were a treat and something everybody looked forward to. And that's why I want to support our bowls. I'm a believer in them, but some of them could be used for, different divisions of the playoff. I'm not saying not be FBS. I'm saying different levels of playoff, if that makes sense.
David, all of these games, in particular for TV, want ratings, and I now know what the answer is. If they can get the entire Cutcliffe clan around a television, the ratings will be awesome.
Hey, you guarantee we participate in a big way. And, what I could do is we could create a halftime game that people might really enjoy, and the ratings go up when I take them to a game. It's dog eat dog with that group, all the way from the 3-year-old hitting the 14-year-old.
I love it.
Tackle all the way. And we got one. Our 5-year-old can take you down. He can knock you off your feet.
I love it.
Yeah, people would love watching these little guys. It's unbelievable.
I am looking forward to meeting them next week. Trust me when I tell you, you and I will run into each other at some point next Tuesday. And Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Well, Merry Christmas to all of you. Parker, I'm going to send either you or George a picture of one of my deer. He kind of woke me up at 4:13 this morning. I think he's figured out my trail cam.
Yeah.
So there were like 100 pictures. He's staring at it like, "Where's the corn, dude?" And I got up and fed him. But I'll send you a picture of this buck. You'll like seeing it.
Coach,
That
he
is
didn't even
awesome.
he didn't even need the cadence. He just came to get fed.
He just came to the spot.
Right.
You know, and I refuse to get the feeder because I enjoy the interaction too much, you know. And they're still leery of me, but they don't run. They keep their distance until, you know, they feel like it's all good, and they don't like really people, even my grandkids. They don't like people with me. They like me being by myself. But we'll see if I can get them used to a couple of the grandkids over the holiday.
It sounds like an incredible Christmas down in the Birmingham area. David, Merry Christmas to you and your family. And thank you for all the educating you have tried to do of me and Parker.
Well, I hope you get to feeling better and you guys have the very best of Christmases.
Amen. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Bye-bye.
Can you imagine the kind of Christmas they're going to have? That will be a loony bin.
Man, getting them all out there on the field to play some football, that would be fun.
But here's what I'm certain of. He loves it.
Oh, I know he does. You can hear it in his voice.
Oh, absolutely. What'd he say? There are 10 of them?
I think so.
And he's got a son who is the football coach at Oxford High School.
Yeah.
And in fact, Lane Kiffin's son, I believe I'm right.
Yes, he said that
was their
last week, I
quarterback.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm blanking on his name. But yeah.
Knox
Kiffin. Yep.
We will go to the break. Who knows where we go from here on the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
A golf cart from Mikey's Motors is the perfect way to get around this summer. Whether you're going to the park, the pool, or the playground, do it in a brand new golf cart from Mikey's Motors, Franklin and Murfreesboro.
Summertime fun in Tennessee. That's what we sell at Mikey's Motors. Come see how we roll.
Venture Express has been helping people in this area for more than 40 years. They're headquartered in Murfreesboro with over 30 years of dedicated fleets involving production, manufacturing, and corrugated experiences. They're an asset-based company with over 700 tractors, 4,000 trailers, and 800 drivers. If you need their help, dial them up 615-793-9500 or log on to ventureexpress.com. You've heard me talk about the putting zone. Well, guess what? It's now open, and it offers a revolutionary indoor golf experience featuring state-of-the-art putting surfaces designed to replicate real-world course conditions. It allows players of all skill levels to practice, compete in tournaments, and connect year-round. Go by and see them at 3040 Sidco Drive and tell them Plaz sent you. Are you looking for expert medical care in Nashville without leaving your home? Medical House Calls brings concierge-level health care directly to your door. Whether you need urgent attention, ongoing primary care, revitalizing IV therapy, or medically guided weight loss, our experienced providers are just a phone call away at 615-838-2375 or go online, medicalhousecalls.com. It's easy to say good things about the folks at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers. Number one, I trust them with something that's near and dear to me, the Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night. But more importantly, I see the fun people have. They enjoy the bowling, they enjoy the camaraderie, and you will too. Come by any of their locations and get ready to have some fun. Night.
ESPN Radio lives here. Your sports live here on ESPN 94.9 The Fan.
So there have been some developments in the Empty Seats Bowl in Boca Raton. All of a sudden, it's 27-22 Louisville at the 2-minute warning. This has gotten a little hairy.
Yeah, no, it's and there's a little bit of smack talk going on, a little extracurricular.
Yeah.
Between the Rockets and the Cardinals.
So are you able to send what just got sent to us?
Yeah, just buy me a little bit of time here.
Okay. David Cutcliffe just sent us a picture, actually 2 of them. Those are big old deer. I mean, those things look like brontosaurus deer. The Western Kentucky game starts here in a matter of moments. In fact, let me put that. Yeah. Western Kentucky plays Southern Miss, and that's in the New Orleans Bowl, which I'm guessing is the Superdome.
Yeah, the Superdome sounds about right.
And then later tonight, UNLV and Ohio U in the Frisco Bowl. Frisco is where the Division 1 AA playoffs were, and for at least, I think, 2 years, it moves here.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to try to go to that game. Montana State, I heard their fans travel really well, so I'm excited. And then Illinois State, who's kind of going on a Cinderella run in the FCS level. I'm excited. I hope it does stay here.
It didn't appear to be a big fluke. Excuse me, because I watched some of their game against Villanova, and they handled Villanova.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty easy, it looked like to me.
Oh, yeah. No, they did. And they beat South. I think they beat both of the Dakotas in the process. So you do that, you're not there by accident.
Yeah, you've earned it.
Yeah.
So we're about to turn into woods and waters here in just a moment, because David Cutcliffe sent us 2 pictures of these deer. And how close are we?
Here's the first one here.
Okay.
Give me 3,
2, 1.
Look at that
Good
thing.
Lord. And this was at 4 o'clock this morning.
4 o'clock this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the big old boy, I'll get the second one up here.
That is a big old boy.
Yeah.
So, oh my goodness. It looks like
extracurriculars turn to extracurricular.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone absolutely crazy. And I didn't see the play and what precipitated it. Now, I know it was a late hit.
Yep.
It might have been intentional.
But they have completely lost it at the Boca Raton Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble getting the second one up, so just know 2 very big deer. That's what David Cutcliffe sent us.
Big time. Okay, so that's the shortest middle segment in history. When we come back, Aaron Morrison is going to join us. He has put together, he is the creator, founder, whatever you want to call it, of the high school Battle for Nashville. We will broadcast from that tournament next Monday. And after I clear my throat, he'll join us to tell us about it on the George Plaster Show.
When I got my first car, my dad told me, keep the gas tank full and my number on speed dial. Now parents are telling their kids, save 615-242-9000 just in case. I'm Blair Durham. If you or someone you love is in a wreck, call us. We're here to get you the money you deserve.
Here's David Levy of Levy's Men's and Women's Wear in Green Hills.
Hey, George. As a 170-year-old clothier, we are loaded for the holiday season with great gift items for you or your significant other. Plus, we have front door parking, experienced associates to answer your questions, free gift wrap, and we are surprisingly affordable, even for you. This holiday season, treat yourself to a touch of luxury without any of the fuss. Levy's Green Hills, 3900 Hillsborough Pike, across from Virtus and behind Donut Den.
As the trusted premier custom home builder in Middle Tennessee, Donnelly Timmons has over 20 years of experience in the industry. Whether you're looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and every remodel is unique, luxurious, and completed on time within budget. Founders Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly have over 25 years of construction experience in the Nashville area. Together, they have completed projects in Forest Hills, Oak Hill, Green Hills, Franklin, and Brentwood. Dustin and Joey believe that communication is the most important aspect of all construction projects. Therefore, they personally manage each project themselves and are involved in job site activities on a daily basis. Their commitment to quality and integrity has earned them an outstanding reputation among their clients. Contact them to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects. Give them a call at 615-456-7983 or log on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
If you are paying
convenience and value, two words that we expect when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to deliver just that, both to our school partners and to our customers. Whether you're purchasing photos, yearbooks, class jewelry, letter jackets, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience easy, convenient, and cost-effective. Find out more at jhacompany.com or call 615-867-6345 for more information. JHA, one source, one company.
Benefits.com or call them at 615-292-3400.
It's the George Plaster Show.
Your sports live here on 94.9 The Fan.
Back here on the George Plaster Show, we work to get Aaron Morrison on. We got a high school basketball tournament that we'll be at on Monday. I was just thinking the other day, I played basketball in high school, really loved it, really miss it a lot. So it'll be cool to be back out there. And some of these Christmas tournaments are the absolute best. But a quick update on the Toledo-Louisville bowl game in the Boca Raton Bowl. A huge fight broke out as the Louisville running back, I believe it was Isaac Brown, got pushed all the way in the sidelines, about 10 yards into the sideline, caused a big old fight. Both players got unsportsmanlike. George, was that right?
Yeah, if I were Jeff Brom, and I know he did, he went absolutely berserk on the officials.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing started by way of a Toledo defensive back essentially running a Louisville running back a good 10 yards out of bounds. This is how bowl games get out of control. First of all,
quickly,
bowl games have sort of the problem of they get the two squads together, for wing eating or whatever, and it ultimately starts getting a lot of bad blood going. A lot of who's mama and all that kind
of. The second you start throwing someone's mom around, things are getting serious.
Yeah. Okay, I'm told we've got Aaron Morrison on the line with us. He is the creator of a really neat high school basketball tournament called the Battle for Nashville. Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Hey, George. Thanks for having me on. Excited to talk to you guys.
Yeah, so tell people who maybe don't have a dog in the hunt what this is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Battle for Nashville is a high school basketball tournament. It'll be December 29th through 31st, so next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at Battleground Academy. So we've got 16 teams, and 15 of those 16 are from the state of Tennessee. We've got one coming in from Southern California, and those 15 teams from Tennessee are 15 of the best teams and programs from the state. I would say it's probably, from a tournament standpoint, the best collection of Tennessee talent and teams of any event that you can go to. I would even say, including the state tournament, in terms of the best teams all being in one place at one time. And so should be a whole lot of fun, bringing private and public together and seeing who's going to take home the bragging rights as maybe the best team in Tennessee.
I know the answer before I ask the question. How hard is this to set up?
It can be very challenging logistically, from acquiring teams and having them, put enough trust into you to commit to playing with you in your event, and then staffing and hospitality and just coordinating with host venues and coaches and college coaches and everything of that nature, and then everything logistically behind the scenes, like insurance and stuff like that. So it can be a daunting task, and it's something that I take on all by myself, along with another person that just helps with the media side of things. But I try to do it all personally myself, and it can be a lot, but it's something I'm passionate about and love. And ultimately, the reason I do it all is to try to bring talent to Tennessee and put players and programs and schools and coaches in Tennessee on a platform that helps elevate and tell their story better, and give kids a chance to play high-level competition all in one place.
Aaron, I love what you're doing. When I was growing up, there used to be, right after Christmas, the March of Dimes triple header at Memorial Gym, and I went to it religiously. I thought it was one of the coolest events, and this is sort of taken the place of it. And, man, I commend you for what you're trying to do.
Well, I appreciate that a ton. It's that's the hope. I hope it can be something that people circle on their calendars every year, because this will be something that we continue to try to do every year moving forward, and hopefully it's something that people circle and want to attend and support moving forward, and everything like that.
We will broadcast our show out there on Monday. Aaron sort of sold me on this a year and a half ago when the words BGA came out of his mouth. But in all seriousness, tell me about 2 or 3 players that if a person just loves good hoops, they need to come see.
Yeah, well, first 2 that I would definitely mention are 2 unsigned or undecided seniors. So Fred Smith from Briarcrest Christian in Memphis, he's a top 50 player in the country and hasn't decided where he's going to school next year yet. And so there's a lot of hype and energy around him, and he's a tremendous player. I would say he's probably the favorite in Division II AA to win Mr. Basketball, and has offers from the likes of Ole Miss, Memphis, and several other Power 5 schools. He's a tremendous talent, 6'7", 6'8"-ish, and can play several positions on the floor. One of the others, the other undecided senior is Chris Washington from Providence Christian in Murfreesboro. And so Chris was committed to Alabama. He's a 4-star. Some people have him as a 5-star in some places, consensus top 30 player in the country, and still undecided. And so another guy that's unbelievably talented and is just a highlight reel every time he's on the floor. And then I would say the other ones is honestly the entire Bartlett team. They're the number 14 team in the country. They're playing on ESPN2 at 6 p.m. tonight, actually, at the City of Palms, in the 3rd place game for the entire City of Palms tournament. They have a top 10 sophomore in the country and a top 50 junior named Dylan Jones. And so if I had to highlight anyone, those are probably the ones that I think stand out the most. But we could probably do a whole show on the other teams and the talent they have as well. So I hate to leave people out, but it's a pretty loaded field for sure.
I wanted to ask about Providence Christian Academy, because when I played at DCA about 5 years ago, and when I was playing basketball in high school, Providence Christian wasn't as good as they are now. When did things really start to turn in the right direction for them?
I believe maybe 5 seasons ago. This might be his 6th or 7th year there now. I don't know exactly, but I will say that Kerry Hammonds is one of the best high school basketball coaches in Tennessee. I mean, the guy's unbelievably good at what he does, and he loves his kids and loves the program, loves the school, and I think it's an attractive thing. And so they've been able to attract some talent in the Murfreesboro area, and as one of the only private options in that area geographically. And so that's been helpful. And then their on-court success. But Carey's had success even when he didn't have guys like Chris Washington. Their teams are really good and really hard to play against, even when he didn't have that kind of talent. And so I would say that when they brought in Carey Hammonds, I would say that kind of flipped the script on what people think about Providence Christian. And they were state runner-up 2 years ago and state champion last year. And are just have turned into one of the, in my opinion, one of the best programs in the state.
I wanted to ask too about the kind of pairing these matchups, because you have a lot of teams in here from all over the state and they typically don't play each other on a regular basis. How do you go about determining who plays who in the first round?
That can be probably the most challenging part because as you'll notice, there are some teams from the same district, some teams in the same region. Like, for instance, Providence Christian and BGA are in the same district. So they play each other actually the Friday after this event ends. So from a bracketing standpoint, you want to have them on opposite sides and try to avoid them playing each other at all costs. Same with Pope, John Paul, and Brentwood Academy and some others, geographically want to separate if possible. And so, that plays a big part into it, but then also trying to create ideal matchups that are fun and create, exciting basketball. Like the Providence Christian Chattanooga Prep game is going to be really high level. Chattanooga Prep's really good. The Whitehaven Knox Catholic game, two of the better teams in the event. Unfortunately, playing each other first round, but that's going to be a high level game. And you could go down the list of some other great ones like BGA Maryville. It's going to be a really high level game. They both have two bigs that are really good. Maryville's got a 6'9" big that's signed with Lee, and then obviously BGA's got Lawson Lee, who's a 6'11" big who's signed with Samford. So you have a big matchup of two big-time five men in that game. And so there's a lot of, you try to find those kind of unique things, but also balance the bracket so you get good matchups down the road as well. And so that can be a challenge for sure.
And as far as actually getting the teams, how do you determine which teams you want to bring to Nashville for the tournament?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with relationships is a big part. And that kind of thing is having relationships with people is a big part of it, but also trying to find the best teams in the state to get here. I think that was a huge part of it as well. And so like Coach Reel at Bartlett, I've known for a couple of years and have a good relationship with, and, really would like to have gotten them here, and they did, and they're coming, which is great. And then Heritage Christian, for instance, out of California, I have a good friend that moved here from California a couple of years ago and had connected me with Coach Tate at Heritage Christian. And if you guys remember Sky Clark that played at Innsworth, he actually went to Heritage Christian before he came to Nashville to go to Innsworth. So there is a little bit of a Nashville connectivity there. And so really it's about relationships and then also finding the best teams and programs. Like Independence this year, Mark Wilkins, I've known since we went to college together. And it's just they've been to state 3 years in a row. Are they as talented this year as they have been the past few years? Maybe, maybe not, to be determined. But at the end of the day, we all know Mark can really, really coach, and their teams are always going to be high level and competitive regardless of talent level. And so, and the relationship factor is a huge piece of that as well. And so trying to find the best teams in the state and maybe outside, and then also people that have good relationships with as well that I like, and that kind of thing.
Aaron, we're excited about when the holidays are kind of over come Monday, getting out to BGA and doing the show from there. Congratulations on putting a great field together. I know how hard this is, and man, you have killed it, and we're excited, and Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Well, thank you guys. Merry Christmas to you guys as well. And I couldn't be more honored to get on here and talk about it and have you guys out next week. And, grateful that for anyone that comes and supports for sure. So thank you guys.
Hey, do this before you go. How do people get tickets?
Yeah, so there will be multiple ways. So it'll be one ticket each session. So that first session, the first day will get you into all 8 games. It's $20. So you can pay cash at the door. You can go online on our website, which is battle-for-nashville.com, or you can go on social media, and we've posted those ticket links there as well. So you can buy ahead of time, or you can pay with card or cash at the door each day. We also sell tournament passes where you can pay for one ticket and come and go as you please throughout the entirety of the 3 days of the event.
Beautiful. That's what we need to know. Aaron, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Aaron Morrison joining us to talk Battle of Nashville, even though it's in Franklin.
Man, that's all the same thing.
Yeah. By the way, you brought up Providence Christian. That's who beat BGA a year ago in the finals in that classification.
Yeah. No, they're incredible. I know they have a bunch of towers walking around on that basketball team, and they were not that good when I was in high school playing them. So huge props to them.
They were plenty good a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I have laid out because we obviously will not be on tomorrow or Thursday. You'll get a best of show on Friday, and hopefully this will give me time to clean up my act a little bit, because God knows I need it.
I could use a little bit as well. George, I've had 2 cups of hot tea today.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, with a little lemon and honey in there. It did the trick.
Maybe that's what I need.
It definitely couldn't hurt.
Yeah. So let's put out there, I've given you 8 plays that will run through the weekend. The record is awful. 99, 114, and 6 ties.
But you did say to book it.
Hold on a second.
On San Francisco.
Hold on a second. Let's go back to Seth said, what the hell is the best of show? Need to get a shot of tea to plaster. Seth, chill.
We will get him some tea.
You know what we could do is let Seth host.
We could. While sick. Next time he's sick, he can come in and host.
Okay, so tonight, UNLV, 6.5 point dog against Ohio. I just think it's a better class.
I do too.
UNLV is Mountain West. Ohio is MAC. I'm going UNLV.
That's a good strategy when picking some of these bowl games with the G5. Who's better, Sun Belt or the Conference USA? And go with that team.
Well, the thing you don't know, and the part that makes trying to bet on bowl games difficult, you don't know who's playing.
No, Old Dominion's quarterback opted out. And you expect that from the Power Fours, not necessarily the Group of 5.
Well, okay, for instance, Texas San Antonio, they're in a bowl game. They can barely field a team.
Yeah. Clemson, I didn't even know. I knew Clemson had a lot of opt-outs. I didn't know it was 27. Jeez.
No, wasn't Clemson. It was UTSA.
I know. I was talking about Clemson. I'm just, in general, man, these opt-outs, just nuts.
Well, it's killing the bowl system.
It is, 100%.
So I'm taking Clemson, not knowing that half of the free the free world has opted out of their program against Penn State. I'm taking Georgia Tech because I want to see Haynes King go out a winner. That would really piss Kelly off.
It would. I'm here for it, though. I love Haynes King.
So let's go to the pro games where we think we know a little bit more. The Chargers, Saturday, are home against Houston. These are 2 teams playing really good football right now.
It's a tough one to pick, George.
Which is why the line is so small.
I don't know if I was a betting man, I don't know if I would place a penny on that game. It is a complete toss-up in my mind. Because the Texans have won 7 in a row. They're the hottest team in the NFL. Chargers have won 4, but it's in LA. So I have no idea on this one.
I'm taking Green Bay at home Saturday night. I think Baltimore's done. I don't think Lamar's going to play.
Yeah.
There's no way you can take Baltimore.
Well, it's going to be Tyler Huntley versus Malik Willis more than likely.
Yeah.
So
now let me say this. These are 2 of the better backups in the league. And in the end, the Titans have to be shaking their head because they sort of presented a picture that Malik Willis could not walk and chew gum. It's just not true.
He's been a phenomenal backup. I don't know what Matt LaFleur has done. He took steps in his final years with the Titans in the right direction. Like, his last preseason game against the Saints, he had the 2 touchdown passes. So he was taking steps in the right direction. But it really seems like when the Titans get rid of somebody and he goes to a different team with a competent coaching staff, he can fix them.
I'm taking Cincinnati for one reason. I think Arizona's quit. And I think they quit weeks ago. They don't play a lick of defense. Their defense is atrocious. Joe Burrow, for all the struggles they have had, will light Arizona into oblivion.
Yes, they will. No Kyler Murray. He may not even be a Cardinal next year. But Jacoby Brissett's played pretty well in the system, but that's about it. I'm going Cincinnati as well.
And then it's interesting, if you look at the NFL card for this weekend, there are only 2 3:00 games on Sunday. One of them is the Giants and the Raiders.
I know why they put it in that time slot, because that's going to be the loser of that game is more than likely going to have the number 1 overall pick.
The other game, a head knocker. Buffalo, I'm taking -2 at home against Philly.
Good call. Good call, George. I like Buffalo at home. And I think they're scaling up their performance at the right time. Philly played pretty well the last couple of games, but they've had their ups and downs.
So we're stalling around now for about 3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Earlier, Louisville in a literal slugfest.
Literal.
Beat Toledo 27-22. The officiating at the end left a lot to be desired.
As there was an all-out brawl
that Toledo started.
Yeah, but when you push a guy 10 yards into the sideline, into Louisville's bench, what do you think's going to happen?
Right.
Unbelievable. Jeff Brom was not having it, though.
No, and I think he told the officials exactly what you just said. What were they supposed to do?
You push a guy 10 yards? Yeah, exactly. They're gonna defend their teammate.
So, hold on a second. We left one out. Go back to the picture.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Tomorrow.
It's not often in a bowl game that a team gets to play on their home turf. Hawaii will get that.
George, I'll give you bonus points if you can tell me who Hawaii's quarterback is.
I can tell you that Timmy Chang is their head coach.
Yep.
Former Hawaii quarterback.
Yep.
I don't know.
Micah Alahado. He plays like Kyler Murray. He's really good for that level.
Yeah, we could have been here till midnight.
That would have been a good trivia question or stat. Well, I guess that's not a stat, but.
So under the category, since Seth asked the question, what is the best of? I have no idea. Chase McCabe.
That's what makes it so fun.
Chase McCabe put it together, and I heavily endorsed it, even when my voice was good.
I don't even know what it's going to be.
This will give me the opportunity to try to get it better. It needs a little rest. It needs a little, probably a little Jack and Coke.
Warmth on. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Someone suggested in the YouTube chat to stop at the liquor store on the way home.
Well, I get where they're going.
Mm-hmm. We'll just leave
honey and tea, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'll do the trick.
Anyway, we're done. Parker, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Merry Christmas to the Holcombs. Kelly has been through a lot in the last 6 weeks. Please keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. See you Monday. And until then, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and anything in between on the George Plaster Show.
Now, here's your latest Fox 17 Code Red weather report.
I'm Fox 17 meteorologist Brett Luna. Some scattered light showers are possible today and tomorrow, but there won't be any hazardous weather with any of this. Otherwise, we're just going to keep on warming up. Highs will be in the mid-60s today, and then we're in the lower 70s for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.